tai rakungil kasoe la ai di malawa ole digi la yolta ko la ai di malawa ole wow la you ayolta ko
Ka-Orengs, ra Eco Paradise FM 87.9. Mamaskaw, ang ngilong loud, ang ngil ice, ang ngilong nga. Ngarel Belaw, 1584 AM.
Maklabokali tasil sen mergidroguy. El alchil singong yo alurior. Kada morsel toksyor gidir el ang trigader okyakan mlami mahalle ko nagal goyong la. Ebo mu ra at toksyor gidir el ali tasils. Okay. Kada mu uliak mla at tiboy dagal switch mang mla ekong.
Malungil itasil sa kuman masulang kalte alal sa edal me lumutol ko ngara a radio lo bang gamiw mo sube sa gi ko no talgiban me yod ma shorgid el ange nga awaya ba kostergid ang klagarusyan ko taro nga ngatang lo ban tritirgal al atangakal gestergid el alitasils mang ngomuong kan ngara lifter nga kan pastor balgo sandario tiakon ringil madalarak ma Mr. David Moses tal talkshow gider el anga tirak self proclamation of Len Signer niya president sa September 18 el mulut kalgirela self harm prevention ma opioid overdose prevention ma recovery al September, October, November. Namo tel time sel debora avec pa la radio station masada tel OCC ultoy ang el alsil sel druk tangatyang kada mo concentrate masada ra toira healing ma tradition or sel gu kora long term recovery. Mensuado lo mo le kora morong siya abastor lo ay sirgidak mo ngora ngaranga tru olela toira klaw marang makla alid sel dungura toira a healing ma long term recovery.
Man masaule hostel skakate al makmok punga bebira tol girela atoira sel drulela klaumrang malubing iglesia ilmot murgra atoira omgungil malubing ngulutela ungiklangar el mosbe ela ada lemutul ngilar ada bolo ngek mulwase betigar mudra belur belau betigar mudra tif ay iglesia tiwagel blaktung regal nombre el toksok masarugul pastor marugul diagon marugul elder iglesia akil moklel el gire langi dinges ora ang lungu lo bangirat tingela dios el gire laklang raad lo uspe angeso le sel voltur garogul toy maluben voltur garogul aldo ul en dital dios adungo singe del morngi En sabed el matiger o sabak, le sabed el matiger o mgungil, e sabed el matiger o lutel aklangar lagi del mut mo normal wa otru. Iglesia malubeng iglesia ya Yesus Kristus olis aklara tiging la Dios, e olis aklarang lungu. Lendiak sabed la tiging la Dios el i mau tengar lagi de la gang lungu lengi ga nga tablol toil ga kadrao el kuasa kada mungu tingin a Dios, e subidi a Dios raigel tingin a Dios a makprada nu del giren. Ngara ul makmulo aisya tingin a Dios ngara Matthew chapter 6 verse 33 mula se mosi momu lo sigra no de la Dios malam el tel. Ega rogu ya mum de el giren. Masel togo el mula se momu lo sig seya klo tutrel el toy. Gire de lo mu ada tibirangul mo apagas el mo sigra tingin a Dios. Ya tingin a Dios a lo eta lu was en klisi el dia gangi di klisi el sabe el torbungi. Al ubeng tomeli. Esel la tigra rangul ram creo se clau adangi ra tingin a Dios. Ya abol dumul madal a Dios lo ya gang lungu. Ya Dios a sabe el lo ngir rang lungu el angi di la. En aria kalde rolel edel tretele la ngir rang lungu. Agota Dios a mare del gonge rang lungu leng nit urgent need mo sperni ongerung ya Dios orgodiang lungu e mangi el morselung il time e mu ongering ongedei ya Dios a diagal ngerang lungu lengani ak malungi lu len diagal ngering ma a adel mongso lo spe angeso e diagal ngi ku morgere le mei ya got el time el ki mo awa sigirel a spend that time el modo urni ngara tingin a Dios ya gi modo urni spend that time lulu lo bangel ay gi da tablol nger el mot pur raklang ra adlo spe angis tabe mla ek malungi le tabe el madengera ngi rusiang el mulwasea ul magdama marmara toksio e masauda igal togoy kadam lambo madengel mulwasei nga ka hukom tab ko singerul to el angam la ele vidar adar belau agota godal ida ar adar belau rangara mo ngatim la ka maldir lo el angal lo mu la maldira Thursday Friday Saturday Sunday halendik medung alguma igal ka maldira last week mo kadam milo ba igal sales en seven el ka maldira last week ramandel mo Sunday dira ka tal time rablu belau el bolong maldira lo ay say mga ka o marang al kumasi ngaringi ya alongor iring ya Dios el ngarak langar regid etiang asabe el kurs malu vendel la bayak hindi ngaringi angeringi hindi osisul time hindi rekal sabe el lo meseringi luay ya Dios alo mo o sengi de lo ya kay kale godal kawo kaltmok lumuso isbertya se yaklol tutrel ongerul luaya blal al bol diagal luaya mlamo alarming mirga ar bela gardi rogul adar belau ra ngayang al mol mutra to ovey malu bang helen reef ma kayuk madas padal lamlam sa dangin micrel belau mutnam sa dangi aplur belam lamo orak tisela amakitel gar eme betok atel malen ya rogul adam dik pungratel malen aul magdam lamo morod arngi ya gotel el sabel el ngosugid el ngoswira ngosol el adana al seltiang atiging la Dios manglungu makmaralo marang kulwase ngarinyak pisi elang lungu le tingin la Dios a uway sa kulwase al sugum ngarinyak law marang al waya tani ramring ya omdur tiar roy sa kumunguk lel morada beng morada mangraul mung require raklaw marang ngaraun pasel ngariyak law marang watani ramring ngo ay sa kula sengjire la el mol tabe ra toko lo mararangi el ngara Yesus Kristus masel bol dum el madara ruba lo si granges en sebe el mati granges sebe el mati grabu darano aku marang el kula se kidel ngartianga abti garungu daraf el lengalak regel ngaringira abulwa ang swad el lo ay sa kula se kadangartiang el lo si ga al do le ara ava mom tabangi au do sweda marungu mula sempatiga rungu tertid ma bo lo si ga nges temenga putumura wata ya umra pa se taptogar adal ngara blu bela dia gal dilgit taptogar adal kaltmok lo samariara randid lo ngosera ad di olugum temetum yang mos edong wawa kasara mo swit lul tuy ratingi la dios manglungu e di soal mutte melek bitang al pulwase abol tur garo klisi maro guil al ulel anges ul mutmur rakna raat engalinya dios sebet lo tuy lo melketengi ratigi ngel manglungu egdom tigro swa aklalsi
Amen. Amen. Kaman musulang pastor Raigel omdilung man maral tokoy Dios amra lola ba bekaltrisi mal ungilan ngudal loreng set mukwase in ay krela igel sab maigel obom tur garingi endira ngaringi aklisi lobang a Jesus Kristus lobang a Dios dia ka sab el torbengi emal maral tokoy dia ka ngot aklisi ang waklisi elengel ngarabab mang kadam sadra tokoera a healing mang swakal gu koger kawe Mr. David Moses give us a quick definition and example of healing. Esel bomregen talk about how faith helps us with healing, as in how it is being utilized through the 12-step program and also AA program, how faith is in those programs. So talk about healing and then talk about how faith is being used to help people heal as they do 12 steps and AA in their recovery.
Thank you, Ms. Kotaro. So, healing, usually when we think of healing, from my perspective at least, healing and recovery are kind of similar things. So, what healing basically is that we, in the case of like drug addiction, for example, when you develop a substance use disorder, when you develop a drug addiction, it has like lots of different effects on your body, including mental health effects. So, for example, one of the things that happens, like right after you try to quit it, is that you feel a sense of like emptiness for it. So one of the things healing does is it brings you back to how you used to be. So in the case of that emptiness, it gives you a sense of satisfaction, of contentment. And one of the things that faith does is that it helps in that healing process, because when you have a close connection to God, there's no real words to describe what it's like, right? It's the sense of connection, the sense of safety, the sense of, like I said, contentment. And one of the things that faith is really good for, in the case of like groups like AA, so Alcoholics Anonymous, or for 12-step groups, is that what faith does is it helps you in the recovery process. One of the things that's really hard about it is just learning to accept that not everything is under your control. And so what faith does is you learn to let go of these things and trust in God that, He has a plan, and that the things that you can control, things will eventually end up right. You just gotta believe. And what that does is that it frees you, and so you can actually focus on the things that you can control. So, for example, in the case for people with recovery, one of the first things that happens is that you're really stressed. One of the first withdrawal symptoms is like anger, irritability. And so one of the things that learning to let go does is that you can more focus on what is going to happen today. You don't got to worry about what's going to happen next week. You don't got to worry about what's happening next month. You can focus on what's going on right now and making sure that what's going right now works as best you can. Because of course things rarely go according to plan. But we got to work with what we have. Thank you.
Kamay musulang Mr. David Moses, it is really true. Faith gives you that confidence that beyond your power, there is a God that has the bigger picture. So it works unto you as you believe. Magmalungil, and when you said that, it reminds us to say the serenity prayer. And I know firsthand that masasal mga AA program, they actually say the serenity prayer. So let me take this opportunity and read it, and maybe we can look into how the serenity prayer can help us in this journey and how we can use it as a tool. Matyal serenity prayer, listeners, awat yagit selgot al partnering yang akamang lungu hindi selgora mal popular al partner tiyang lungu selu ulel. And it says, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Mang mal subi raigel lulokoy a pastor, maigel lulokoy a Mr. Moses et mukwase yung kadmot murgo esel obam turgo el ngalingi se klaumarang argau ma otilar ngumen madenge mukwase ngaringi obang a big picture. So like you said, por aigel sab em el gutmok ermul lul toy aigel klisi em aigel ngaringi argau with what you have and be content. Aktirek kora malat kat mukwaset tial tokora hiling pastor kau matiakon omu ular kau individual begins with you. Luan el gongek mase kakau gongek mase ngakarusya ngai gagida sab ngai gagida omelke ngai gagida urungulek ngai gagida gal sab gutmok kal gidel esel real sab madengek mukwase sel dungun meritiang nga halakup na mauspe anges ulang digyal sab mdia kaklam nga mdia ka ability nga beyond this point mabol sab al direct kal go ngail mo olingit tanges o malubek kanye ranges bon maral may pastor mal ko raso akal nguaw da swem raw matiakon el girel tiang lungu el blada iwi masengra ko koraw da swem girel malubel tangal ngiya ngod البعض السنغران كلل الدادو السبئدل ديرك لو سبيرني سل دولات كاتغويرا أكلاو مران